And here we are. Welcome back to Tech Talk.
Ladies
How's it
and gentlemen,
going, Matt?
Ed, UD.
Yes, yes.
Yes, let's make sure that you're still breathing over there.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm
So,
all
so,
right.
so today I was thinking we could talk about monitors. And what are all the technical terms that come with them, and do we need to know them?
If you asking me, from personal experience, yes, and some of it is like yes. You're gonna need to know because you want to know what you're spending money for because some of the stuff you got a lot of money on it. You be like, wait a minute, why am I spending $800 for this 64 inch or 10 inch or whatever? I mean, you want, and you like this one. It's like it's not adding up to you. Say, well, I'm spending more for a lesser screen, but higher refresh rate. Like, what's the difference with that? So you want to know.
Yeah, it's like I see TVs. I can a 35-inch TV, and they're both 1080p, but yet one's $200 less than the other one normally.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Right, the cheaper one will have a 60 refresh rate, and the other one's got a 240.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how it works.
One's an LED, one's an OLED.
Exactly.
Stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Little stuff like that you had to.
So
pay
why are those
attention
more
for.
important? Why is that worth the extra $200?
It
Or
is
are
because
you
you
just
looking.
application maybe?
Oh, basically application what you might need it for, and it's like if you ask me, it's like you buying a 22 or you want to buy a 2020. They
Yeah.
pretty much the exact same thing. It just one is just a little bit newer, more mainstream than the other. Like most people are still using 1080p, and most people are still using 4 cores from what Steam says. So it don't really matter. It don't really matter. It's just what you need it for. If you know
Right.
you playing a lot of old games that's 10 years old and you get your monitor, yeah, it came out 2020 as a 1080p, it got 140 160 refresh rate. That's all you're playing. You're not playing no like Cyberpunk or no the
Right.
newest or the newest games coming out. You're not. That's going to be too much hardware, and it's not going to be. You're not pushing it to the
And,
max.
and today, most monitors are auto select because I do play a lot of old games, but I've got a
Mhm.
2K monitor, and it'll reduce itself to be able to let me see what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
I
yeah.
think that's
It's
pretty
like
cool. But not all monitors do that. I've noticed. Not all
no,
auto switch. Some
no.
are
You
fixed on what they have.
Yeah, like my monitors, I have fixed them to their 165 hertz, so they're not gonna go no higher than 165. I mean, technically, certain games can, depending on how old it is and what it's trying to do, it could boost up to 165, but that don't mean it's gonna stay there. That don't mean it's really good for your graphics card anyway. But you
Oh, to
know,
lock it in place.
yeah. I mean, to let it to go over like I put it in the game like you say you want to play Miss Pac-Man. I'm just saying Miss
Sure,
Pac-Man for
sure.
some
Yeah.
Say you want to play Miss Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man was the shit and it was the deal when at 30 hertz. So you like okay I want to play it at 120 hertz and you like okay cool I'm playing it at 120 hertz. You're gonna run into problems with is you're gonna be moving faster than what it's telling you to move.
Right.
Second of all, you're going to be running into the problem where it might, if you have your stuff on variable, it don't lock it at 165, it'll go over. Because if Miss Pac-Man is over 50, 60 years old, if you're playing the original version, if it can do it, it's going to try to go past it. But most of the time, it don't. Because I play a whole lot of retro stuff. It don't. It locks it at 30 frames. Because that's
Well,
all when the
that's
game
also
came
you're
out.
buying a modern version of the old game too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, unless
Those
you like
designed
do
to handle
some.
that.
Yeah, if you do some hacking or you do a certain kind of game emulator that you want more than the 30 or 60 hertz, that's the only way you'll know.
Now,
Other than that, yeah.
now that refresh rate doesn't really matter if you're not playing games, correct? Like if you're
Not
using
really.
it for work, for like a home office.
No. If you're
No.
doing a lot of home office stuff, and if
Paperwork.
you're
Yeah.
not, yeah, paperwork, just surfing the internet, doing little stuff in here, yeah, you're not gonna refresh rate is not gonna make a
Yeah,
difference. Now, if you're
YouTube
doing,
videos, stuff like that.
yeah, if you're doing
But if you want to
YouTube
watch a movie,
videos,
you want higher.
yeah, movies, editing,
Mhm.
gaming, then your refresh rate, you're gonna want a certain refresh rate. And then, so even then you could spend for that. So, like I said, like 1080p, that's like low balling, and that's like if you just need a monitor, then you just need something. But you get 1080p now, that's like at 3, 4, 50, 400 hertz almost. So
Right.
it's a rabbit hole. It can be like a rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
Office, you could even go smaller too. Go with a bunch of
Yes.
smaller ones and link them together or something too. Might even be a better option.
Yeah, but like I
Instead
said,
of, like I did with one large one.
oh yeah, like the main thing is what 1080p, ultra wide,
Yeah.
1440p ultra wide, 4K ultra wide, wide, 2K, 4K, and like Matt said, 8K. Like I said, it's up to you if you can see that at 8K. Let's go ahead. I want to see 8K at 120 hertz.
Right. People
You
that
could
buy
do-
8K just have money they want to spend.
Right, you can do
You know.
4K at more than 120 hertz. I seen them
Yeah,
monitors
yeah.
go up to like $2,000 if you want to spend money.
Yeah.
That is
Right. Right.
If you're not going to be using it for that, like the hardware, and I mean, like if you need a 4K at 120 hertz, then that means you're doing some very intensive hardware, like editing and stuff like that. That means you're getting paid almost like $300 to $400 or something to do a
Right.
video, or that's what you charging people. I wouldn't say there's no point in doing that.
Now, is the flicker rate the same as the refresh rate?
Refresh rate and flicker rate are two different things. The flicker rate is going to be how the signal is actually, like the timing of the signal going to it. That's what it is. Hold on 1 second.
Time's up.
Well, I'm also curious. Latency apparently is the interaction between the monitor and the user and how the signal reaches the monitor.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be inputs, or
I'm
something
curious to
something
know
like this,
because- Because I have a TV or I have a monitor and it has a refresh rate, but I also have a flicker rate rather,
Mhm.
and I also have a camera that the software for the camera has a flicker rate.
Yeah, should.
And I'm like, what? Okay, so why does my camera have a flicker rate if it doesn't have a screen?
Because it's a transmitter. And it's going to transmit that information to whoever's going to receive it with that established information.
Like I could get a webcam. Webcams come with flicker, a flicker rate switch. You could change it from 50 to 60 hertz. And I'm like, okay, but is that the same as what you have on a TV when it says flicker rate?
Yeah, I would think so. Because you can use either one as a display. You could use a TV as a monitor.
Right. No, I understand that, but I'm talking about, my webcam comes
But
with
that's a transmitter.
Right.
Mhm.
So it has a flicker rate.
Yep. Just
and
like
then-
the
Okay, ain't all the way
transmitter that did the movie, that becomes a transmitter. That CD is now that's going to go into your device, and that's how you're limited to what that source will be. What you got, D?
Did you say he was back?
Yeah, I thought so. D, you here, man?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm here.
No, that's cool. You still, or are you not here technically? Which,
No. I hear my cousin had a question. My mom. No, I'm recording, but yeah, what's going on? What we was talking about last? Flicker rate.
yeah,
flicker
rate, latency.
Okay, latency. Okay. Yes, there is a difference. Like I said, that's something that you can see, but you can't see. If something is actually showing flicker rate, you know what? I've seen it, but I know it's just jargon. If you don't research it, it's nothing that you're really gonna know. It's like oh, they got a flicker rate of 1 millisecond or something. You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. My
Right.
main thing is if you're looking at getting a monitor, just look at the refresh rate. Look at ultra wide, 1080p, 4K, and
Actually,
1440p.
2K is plenty.
Yeah, that's
the average
1440p.
person.
That's 1440p.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My
That's 1440p.
Yeah, you're totally right on that.
And then what? 4K is
4K is 38. It's basically if I'm not mistaken, it's quadrupling 1080p. So whatever the quadruple 1080p is, that's the number of it. It's like 36 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I had to do the math real quick on that because basically it's 1080p 4 times. That's all it is.
Right.
Yep. So what's that? 10
that'd be five something.
or 3 2 something else. 1080 by what? 1920. 1920. That's what times 4. Oh hell no. That ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on. That's definitely
Take
not
out the
it.
calculator.
That's what I did. After I broke out the calculator, he gave me a whole bunch of crazy ass numbers. I got Micro Center right here, so I could just look it up. It's nothing to me. Like I said, it took me like 4 weeks because I bought the monitors, and then when I bought my monitors, I was like, "What? Wait a minute! You mean tell me you're supposed to do that?" It was like, but this is something I was playing with ever since I was a kid, so it was like, "Oh, you mean tell me that's all I have to do?" I didn't know, like, because back when I used to mess with the Hertz and monitors, it was CRTs, and the monitors didn't do no higher than 30. It was like, if you got a 10,
4K is 2160p.
there you go. Yep, 2160. 34 by 1440. Then you got 3840 by 1080. And like Carr said, you got 2040. It goes up there. I know
yeah.
It goes up there, but I know the main one is 1920 by 10. No.
Okay, so
1920 by 1080.
so let's get to the meat of the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not gaming, you don't need to worry about latency or
You don't need to learn
refresh
about
rate.
latency, refresh rate. If you get your monitor, if you get your monitor that's 1080p and you spend $120 on it, $100 on it, that's perfectly fine. That's
Now if you want to do modern games, games that are coming out this year, you would need a high latency and refresh rate or a low.
You want a low latency, which is 1 millisecond, which they all say low.
Yeah.
Low
It goes with
millisecond.
the
That's
tech, I
just
think.
that's what it
Yeah.
is. It's just a wording. They figured if they get more
They
money
might-
out
yeah.
of you, they're gonna put it on there. The whole thing with that is you look at the refresh rate and you look at what you want. 1440. 1440 is way more affordable. It's just like the way of 1080, 1920 by 1080p. 1080p is like super budget, but mid range is pretty much how 1440p is going now, and high range is 4K, and pretty soon mid range is gonna be 4K, and it's gonna be beginning 1440 and on. Like
Yeah, and that's almost.
Yeah.
There's going to come a point where anything beyond is just simply unnecessary, and people aren't going to go for it.
pretty much,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
hmm
Maybe media will change what they fill the screens with, because they're going with flexible screens now. You can roll them up, take them.
Yeah, they got the new one now. It's
Yeah.
about $2,000 if you got that change. If you
Yeah,
want
but
it,
man,
about
you can-
60 something inches, 50 something inches.
Yeah, you can
flex
put it anywhere you want, though. Yeah.
Me personally, I looked at it because I think Jay 2 Cents did a video on there. I'm like him. I'm afraid I might break that sucker, man.
No doubt.
Everybody like, man,
My
that
cat
sucker
scratches it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they say everybody's like that sucker look fragile, very fragile. So I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, it's been informative.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been interesting, and I appreciate all you guys' expertise because I am an idiot.
Yeah. I'm not far behind you, buddy. I don't know
He's
just a
like,
little bit,
yeah,
maybe
but-
more than you, and that's it.
like I said, till I watched some YouTube videos and just did some own researching. I was the same way.
Nah, man, I
you
learned
do.
some stuff from you, D. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So we shall wrap it up here until next week.
See you, man.
Okay. You see ya.
See ya.